This is my last DIY house. I'm 71 years old and I'm not going to build any more houses. It's too hard to lift big sheets of plywood. So I've decided to call it quits. I'll give you a tour of the house. You come in and you're greeted by a little vignette. The mirror and a little candlestick lamp and live edge cedar. It's a small foyer. And I put those double doors in there for privacy so that people could answer the front door without anyone seeing all the way through the house. We open the doors. And there's the rest of the house. Okay, tour over. It's a small house. No, I'm kidding. Here's the bathroom. And the shower. Sink. And it has switches that you just tap the switch and the light comes on, of course. But it also has a little dimmer thing here that you can dim the light down. And then you go around the corner and the bedroom has an entry to the hallway plus a private entrance to the bath. And even though the house is only less than 700 square feet, it still has a private entrance to the bath, which makes it like a master bath in a large house. And this is the type of washing machine that washes and dries. And there's a 220 plug on the wall for a standard stacked unit where you have a separate washer and dryer. But with this unit, it's not necessary. This unit plugs into 110 and it works very well. I was surprised how well it works. Expensive, but it works. You go in the shower and you have the handheld and there's the control. And this dial right here, you turn this dial to switch it from Rainmaker to handheld. This little dial right here. And of course, single lever, hot and cold control. And up here is the Rainmaker. Now you can get larger Rainmakers. They make them pretty large. It would just about take up this whole shower. And there's a built-in shelf I created. And if you notice, the side wall is a different tile than the back wall. And I did that to bring focus. If you look at it, you can see the focus is on the back wall. It has kind of like what you might see on a stormy ocean on a rocky shore, where the ocean kind of hits the rocks and you see a mixture of water and foam. And it kind of reminds me of that. So you get in here with the Rainmaker going, and that tile is like being in a big, standing at the ocean with water crashing on the waves. And here's, I put these border pieces around the built-in shelves. And inside the shelves, I used the lighter tile for the sides, the top, and the bottom. And then I'd use that blue ocean tile in the back to give it a little character contrast. And you see the bottom shelf is a shorter one for soap. And then you have this shelf, which is taller, for tall bottles of shampoo. Now this shower right now has a curtain rod, but it could very easily be fitted with a glass door. Oops, I'm in the frame. Let's go in the bedroom. Are you dizzy? I'll slow down. In the bedroom, there's a split system. And you're looking into the hallway where we came in, and that's the doorway to the main hallway. And I'll stand back here and you can get a little idea of the door on the left goes to the bathroom, the door on the right goes to the main hallway. And you stand a little further back and you can see that end of the bedroom. And if you notice, the doors can be left open and not interfere with anything except, let me see, I think in the laundry, if you want to do the laundry, you have to close the door because the door opens up against the laundry. And I did that because I didn't want, when people walk in the bathroom, I didn't want the first thing they see is a washer. So I wanted them to actually focus their eye on back there because that's where the money shot is. So I put the door this way to hide the laundry. Let's go back to the bedroom. Those windows are the ones you see in the front of the house. This is what you see out the windows. It's a 4-foot front porch and ceiling fan. And this house does not have crown molding. The other one I did, the last one before this, I did put crown molding in it. And there's mirror doors in this one, which give it, makes it look a little bigger in here. But the room is very small, but plenty big for a queen size bed with nightstands and a dresser put on this wall with a TV up above. And that's what that outlet is for. It's for a TV above the little chest of drawers. And I find it for a single person or even a couple, you have sufficient room. If you live efficiently, you know, anybody can be pack rats and have too much stuff, but this house is very cheap to operate, very cheap to keep. Electric bill in the other house consistently runs about $63 to $65 a month, and the house is all electric. And that includes the air conditioning, refrigerator, TV, everything, and water heater. Well, one of the reasons the electric bill is so cheap in the other house is because the water heater is tankless. So the water heater only comes on when you use the hot water. So if you consciously are aware of that and don't just turn on the hot water for every little thing, then you're saving a lot of money because it really helps to keep that electric bill down. The kitchen is very, very small, efficient, and economical, but it looks good. And for a single or a couple, there's plenty of room for cooking, preparing meals. You've got plenty of countertop space. Now look at these, this countertop. This is how I like to do countertops. They're low cost. If you get those quartz or granite, they're very expensive. This is floor tile, the very large floor tile. And if you see from the sink over, it's all one piece, and front to back. It's all one piece. And then I put, these are from mosaics that I peeled off the mesh and glued on here to create the front edge, to cover up that plywood edge. But the only joints in the countertop are right here at the corners of the sink. You see this? That's the only joint in the top of the countertop. Right there. And then also in the back. And if you notice, the faucet is gold and the sink is stainless. And I love these sinks with the wire grate in the bottom. It lifts out for cleaning very easily. And it's really nice because you can wash vegetables on one side and you can rinse off a dirty dish on the other. And then the dirty from the dirty dish doesn't get on your freshly washed vegetables on the other side. or you can have a, vice versa. So I really like those sinks. It kind of feels like when you have this wire mesh in here, it kind of makes it feel like it's a double wall sink, like it has a wall down the middle, because the stuff over here is not affected by what you do over here, because the water runs underneath that wire to go out the drain. But then when you have big work to do, you don't have that middle wall, and you don't have to deal with those small bowls on each side. You've got a great big sink to work with, and it's very nice. And also when you drop a glass, it will not break because it hits that wire. It's got a little bounce to it. If you notice, I stagger the tops of the cabinets to give them a little more character instead of just straight across. And here's the ceiling fan. That ceiling fan is actually a blue ceiling fan. It's a dark blue. And there's a money shot. You got a second story view out the back of the house. Now, I guess you've noticed already that the bedroom is in the front and the living area is in the back. But isn't this what you'd rather be looking at in the daytime than looking out on the street? This is a very quiet neighborhood, so it's fine for the bedroom to be in the front of the house. In fact, the house is so soundproof I can't even hear the other house is just like this, and I can't even hear the garbage truck when he comes up to collect the garbage on Wednesday. Oh, take a look down the hallway to the front door. Now, I put a P-tack in the living area. It's a Friedrich. When I was in New York, I saw every apartment had a Friedrich brand air conditioner in it. And I thought, well, if it's good for New York, then I guess I'll use it, because I'm sure they wouldn't be using something that didn't last a long time, that didn't have good quality. So you consider those are $1 million apartments. I'm sure they didn't worry about spending an extra $100 to get better quality. So I thought, well, I'll give it a try. And so far I like it. It's very nice. This thing will heat up this house in no time. Come in here when it's cold, turn that on, 5 minutes, you're warm and toasty. Look at that view. We're right in the middle of Eureka Springs, residential area. Do you see any houses? I mean, we're right downtown. We're right in Eureka Springs. No houses. This is an extremely rare view out here. Very rare. Now you step out here and look side to side, and you see my other house. I'm actually using that one, the green one. And then I'll go slow so I don't make you dizzy. And then you go over here on the other side, and you do see neighbors. I put an outlet in the ceiling on the porch so you can hang party lights. And then of course there's outlets down there. Excuse me. Outlets on the back of the wall. And on this side of the house, you see my other house over there. And right now I own both of them. This one that we're getting the tour of is actually for sale and listed on Realtor.com. This floor is kind of dirty right now because I did a lot of cutting out here and stuff. I haven't cleaned it yet because it's winter time, it's cold, everything's been frozen. But I'll be cleaning this back porch in a week or two. But I made this floor solid so that if you ever screened in this back porch, then bugs can't get up through the floorboards. And also, this floor is ready for tile. You can tile this floor, and actually, if you wanted to, you could make it enclosed with glass. You could put glass enclosures around this whole thing. Okay, let's spin around here. I'll try not to make you dizzy. And go back in the house. Well, that's the tour. Hope you enjoyed it. And this is my last house because it's getting hard for me to lift big 3/4 inch pieces of plywood and get on my hands and knees. I noticed I had to wear a knee brace when I built this house, and I've never worn a knee brace in my life. And I noticed my back would hurt every time I'd lift a sack of cement. So I thought, well, this is it. This is the last of it. No more for me. But I've done enough. I've built a lot of houses. I've been doing this for half a century now. And I love designing this. And by the way, this house is my own design. An original design, completely custom. I created the design for this particular lot to take in the view. I'll take you back through, give you an idea of what it's like to walk to the front of the house, passing the bathroom. Got a smoke detector right there. I put a mesh, it's kind of a metal mesh. I'll give you a close up here so you can see what it looks like. At the top of the door is kind of a mesh transom. It lets air flow through so that when these double doors are closed, then at least air can circulate in the foyer. And I leave this lamp on all the time. This lamp stays on, and this door does not need curtains because you have the double doors behind us. And that way, I just feel like in a good neighborhood, when you have windows that the curtains are open and the lights are on and people can see in, it's just a much more inviting look. So I created this little vignette for just that purpose. That's why I put the double doors behind us. So these doors can be closed in the evening for privacy. And this foyer stays illuminated at night. And when people drive by and look at the house or walk up to the house and knock on the door, they can see inside here. And it just looks inviting and welcoming. And it actually makes the whole neighborhood feel safer and more welcoming, in my opinion. Instead of everybody being all closed up and barred up and just overly secure. Oh, and this front stoop, that is a dry pour. I actually formed it up and just put dry bags of cement in there. Just dumped them in there and smoothed them out. And then there's a process where you very finely mist water on them for about 4 hours. And you mist water, let it dry a little bit, mist water, and you keep repeating that. And next day you've got a solid concrete stoop. And I had to buy these rocks. I couldn't find anything to create that step. But it's kind of interesting as steep as this hillside is, you only have to go up 2 steps to get in the house. That's pretty good for Eureka Springs, considering this is a city of steps. So that's it for 1B, and over there is 1A. And there's a little vignette of garden space out front. Thanks for watching.